Hello, everyone. Who have we got here online? So I'm still just trying to get access to the back end so I can see what's going on here. Here we go. That's a bit better. Right, just double checking that everyone's able to see what's going on here. Okay, I can see some people coming into the room here. Sorry, guys, my fault there. Now, quickly, can people just let me know that they can see the screen in front of them before we kick into this? So just to type Y or yes into the chat window would be great. So can you see here's the number one way to build MT4 EAs using a mechanical trading strategy in under 45 minutes, and I'll prove it to you. Who can see that sign up in front of them? Scott, yes. Hey, brilliant. Yes, brilliant. Okay, we can all see it. That's perfect. So quickly, Scott, I see you are the first one to say yes. Now, is this the Scott who provided the base for today's webinar? So Scott, do you just want to quickly jump in and say yes, it is, or it isn't? And then I suppose secondly to that, if it is, so if it is Scott, are you, okay, brilliant, it is. Okay, so are you happy for me to tell people where you've come from and your background and that sort of thing? I think it'll be quite interesting for the guys. I mean, it's up to you. Just let me know, yes or no, and I'll quickly give them a bit of a rundown as to who you are and why you're on the show and what you were able to provide to me today. Thinking. Yep, sure. Okay, so guys, so this is Scott from X. Well, not the X. He's the founder of Forex Verified. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Forex Verified. Scott was the founder of the business. He sold it on to some other guys, and I was chatting to Scott the other day, and he said, "Look, you know, I've got an idea for a well, I've got a friend that needs an EA built. He's been trying to find one on the internet, but couldn't find one. So here's what he's after." And I've thought, well, why don't I do that on the show? So what I've got for you today is something that Scott's requested. Maybe it would be quite interesting to see if people out there do know what Forex Verified is. And if you do, just chuck in another yes in the comment box or the chat box, and we can see if you know what it is. If you don't, I'll tell you in a second. So let's just see if anyone knows. Mac, he's a German. He's in sunny Scotland. Okay, brilliant. Sunny Scotland, that's unusual for Scotland. I suppose you're having a good summer over there. I hope it continues. I'll be over there shortly. Okay, we're not going to get much response on that one, so I'll move on. So anyway, so what we're going to do today is slightly different from what it says on the screen in front of you. We're not going to do a mechanical trading strategy. Rather, we're going to do a tool that you can use on your charts. Hi, Ian. Yes, I'm well. I'm very well, thank you. A tool that you can use on your charts, and we'll get into that in a few minutes' time. Right, let's start off with some questions just to find out who we've got in the audience today. Why is this not moving? Here we go. Right, well, whilst we're waiting, right, I'm going to chuck up a few polls for you guys to fill in quickly. So if I just find those polls now, this is the first one. So how often do you listen to the 52 Traders podcast? And I'll make those public so you can see the results at the end. So chuck it in, guys. Do you listen weekly? Do you listen monthly? And the reason I'm asking this, if you say I've never heard of it, is I'm the host of the 52 Traders podcast. So somebody's just said they never heard of it. So I'm the host of the 52 Traders podcast. And just to let you know, if you haven't heard it before, I interview successful traders from all over the world on a weekly basis to find out what makes them tick and to help my trading out and to help your trading out over the long term. If you haven't heard it, I do recommend jumping onto 52traders.com or your relevant iTunes or Stitcher Radio, whatever it is. It's usually up there, your Android podcasting listening tool, and you'll hear, I think I'm up to episode 43 now, 43 interviews with successful traders. It's a bit like Market Wizards, but in an audio format. And I really do ask them some delving questions to find out what exactly makes them tick. I ask them for a strategy each, so you'll find a nice little strategy to use at the end of the shows. And I have show notes as well, so if you want to skim through them, you can go and have a look at the show notes and skim through. Okay, if you are a listener, can you please leave a review on iTunes, your Android app, whatever it is. You can do it now in the show. I'll let you use your phone to go and do that. So if you've got it on your phone, jump on, leave a quick review. It just needs to be 3 or 4 sentences. 1 sentence will do. Anything will do. Just leave a review. It helps the show out and gives us more, gives us a chance of getting more and better guests on the show. Okay, so that poll we had quite a few people. We had sort of 50-50 weekly, and I listened to some episodes and some that says they'd never heard of it. Nobody seems to dive in on a monthly basis. Okay, I'm going to end that poll and we'll get into the next one. So think about it whilst I'm setting this up. So the next poll is, are you familiar with MT4 EAs? Okay, so I know Scott is. I'm going to see if the rest of you are. So I'm going to start that poll. You'll be able to see the results at the end. Sorry, I've got a bit of a croaky voice this morning because it's 5:30. Didn't have the best sleep, as you know, as you could expect. Right, so let's have a look here. So are you familiar with MT4 EAs? Okay, so they're coming through now, getting a bit of a mixed bag here. Not many saying they use, oh yeah, I was going to say not many saying they use commercial EAs, but that jumped up to #1 place. Never heard of them. Okay, there's somebody in the never heard basket. Heard of them, but never used. I use MT4, but never with an EA. I use a commercial MT4 EA. Nobody uses their own EAs, which is interesting. Last week I had quite a few people that used their own. Somebody's just chucked a response in there. So it's quite a mixed bag on this one as well. I use free MT4 EAs I come across. Okay, so that seems to be quite popular as well. So it looks like there's some of you that have never heard of them. So today, hopefully in the next slide, you'll find out exactly what they are. But to give you a quick summary of how they work, so MT4 is MetaTrader 4. It's a trading platform, and an EA is a short for an expert advisor, and that can run automate some tasks on your MetaTrader 4 trading platform. Okay, so it's basically a bit of software. So let's get on to the next question. So that person definitely isn't going to know the answer to, is going to say no to the next poll. So the next question is, do you know what FxDreema is? So I'm going to load that for you guys. And so there's yes, I've used it before. Yes, I'm using it now. Yes, I know what it is. And no, I don't know what it is. So obviously, I think the person who didn't know what an MT4 EA is has put that in. They don't know what FxDreema is. Some are using it now, which is great. Yes, some have used it before, but probably aren't using it now. And then some just know what it is. Okay, that's cool. So it seems we got most people are familiar with it. So it sounds like most people have either probably been on the show before, listened to me do this before, or they are just familiar with it in general. Okay, so let's end that one. So FxDreema, for the person or people that are unsure what exactly it is an EA builder. So we talked about MT4 EAs before. So FxDreema builds those EAs for you, and it helps you do that without having to code. And that's exactly what I'm going to be using today. Okay, so the next poll is, do we have any Automate My Trading members in the audience today? So if you are unsure what Automate My Trading is my course where I teach you how to use FxDreema to build MT4 EAs to automate your trading, whether it be full strategies or partial strategies that you can use, that we're going to do today. So we're essentially going to build a tool that can be used to help you automate some tasks. So it means less time in front of the charts and a whole bunch of efficiency in your trading, and takes some emotion away if that is possible as well. So we've got a few people here coming in. Most people, it seems half and half, are aware of it. Yes, a lot of people are not aware of the course, and we've got some people that are not aware of the course but plan to be members, and you'll find out exactly what those benefits are as a member in the coming slides. Okay, so there is a benefit to being a member if you are on this webinar today. I'm just going to reset that poll. Okay, so let's have a look at last week's EA creation. Okay, damn, I didn't plan for this, but let's dive in there and do that now anyway. So I'm going to have to jump onto the site. Hopefully I've got it open. Nope. All right. Automate trading. This is the website for automatemytrading.com. Let's wait for it to load. I should have loaded this up beforehand. Unfortunately, I didn't. Come on. Just be having you. This won't be a good sign if the website doesn't load. Not a good start to the webinar. Whilst I'm waiting for that, there we go. Okay, the server is in the States, so at least you guys on the other side of the world are probably going to get a better response than I am down here in New Zealand. Okay, so let's have a look at last week's. So breaking Don EA. So look, it was called something else. It was the name that was recommended was something else, and I got some feedback on the name, so I decided to change it. Thank you for the person that gave me some feedback. So it's now called Breaking Don EA. So this was based off chartexperts.com. They had a strategy that was recommended by Weifu. So Weifu gave us the strategy. And if you guys have a strategy that you would like built, I'm getting a bit of a list happening at the moment, but if you have a strategy that you would like turned into an EA and you'd like me to do it live on this webinar, please just send me an email at cam@automatemytrading.com and I will do that for you, whether you are a customer or not. Right, so let's have a look here. So this is last week's EA. So it was a London breakout EA, and you can see here this is a 5-year. Yep, 5-year back test from 2011 July to 2016, 1st of July 2016. And we managed to get a profitable run here across using these settings, which are all pretty much standardized in terms of there's no real curve fitting here. The take profit is 245 pips. The stop loss was set on a candle that was sitting, can I see it here? The candle was sitting, where are we? Oh, I can't see it quickly. But if you want to go in and dive in and have a look at the settings. Oh, sorry, we used a trailing stop. So the trailing stop was 40, trailing stop of 132, and a trailing step of 82. Okay, so you could call that potential curve fitting. I'm not too sure. But you can also adjust the start and end times of this EA. So if you want to start at a different time of the day, and if you want to do some other things with the EA, you've got a whole bunch of settings there you can use. You could put it on and off your charts if there's particular breakouts that you want to try and get to. So that was that, and you can grab that in the store now for $47 if you were unlucky enough to. All the settings are explained here. I should have jumped down here. So if you're unlucky enough to get it last week for free, you can jump into the store and you can get that. And there is also you can also watch the first part of the webinar that we did here. So you'll find out how the strategy works in detail. And you can also, I have loaded up the FxDreema code for you. So what you can do is import that into your FxDreema if you wish to amend the strategy and adapt it. And that's a little bit more at 97 for the FxDreema code. Okay, right, guys. So let's move back to the presentation and see where we are going next. Right, so here's the #1 way to build, in this case, an EA that is going to be a trading tool, a trailing stop tool for you guys. The magical formula, so this is going to help out the person who is unfamiliar with MD4 and EAs. So we take a trading strategy. In this case, so I'm going to have a sip of my tea. In this case, it's actually a trading, it's the bones of a tool that we need to, that Scott wants us to develop. And we are going to create an expert advisor using an expert advisor builder, and that is FxDreema. Okay, so we're going to dive into FxDreema, and then we're going to use our trading platform MetaTrader 4 to run the code of the expert advisor builder to see if it matches the strategy. And at the end of it, well, actually, we're not going to get that today. Well, we could get that. We will get that. We'll see something like that. But the ultimate goal of today is not to automate the strategy, but to, and these slides are from the week prior and the week prior to that. Usually I do build strategies. So this is slightly different, but we will see a sort of chart, although the chart is not representative of the strategy. So this is not about the strategy. It's about the tool today. Okay. So let's go through what we're going to do today. What's in it for you? They're going to do that next. So understanding the strategy, turn the strategy into software and expert advisor, why you should build your own EAs, how you can build your own EAs like this, and you're going to help me price up and name this EA at the end of the show. Okay, so what you're going to find out is why you're going to help me do that in a second. So let's jump into this first part here. What's in it for you? Right, so live attendees, if you stay to the end to price up and name the EA, and I have worked out and discovered that you actually do need to stay throughout the entire presentation. So if you've just jumped in at like just before the end of the show, unfortunately, and you do see the end of the show and you do hear me say, look, you're going to get this for free, blah, blah, blah. You are actually not going to get it for free, unfortunately, because the way my webinar software works is it looks at how long you've been in this webinar, and I just pick a time that I do start announcing the name and price, the EA, and once that time passes, you will be able to get a free, and I'll show you in a second, 100% off promo code of the software. Okay, and I say lockdown.ex4, and that just means, for the guys that are unfamiliar with MT4 and expert advisors, EX4 means it is the lockdown version, so it's the encrypted code, which means you can't import it into FxDreema. But you're going to get that for free if you stick around to price and name the EA at the end of the show. And as I said, you do need to stick around for the whole chunk of time. And the only person that doesn't is Scott. So Scott, you're free to go because you came up with a strategy that I'm building today. So if you didn't want to watch this and watch the replay, you could actually go off and do whatever, and I'm still going to send it to you. Okay. You're going to get limited access to the replay, 72 hours only, so that will be up for 72 hours. So if you do wish to go and have a play with FxDreema and copy this, then you can and rebuild it yourself. But if you stay to the end, you probably don't need to. If you're a replay attendee, that might be your solution. So you're going to get a 50% off promo code of the same thing, lockdown version of the software, and you're going to get it free if you promote the Automate My Trading course on, so just the link, automatemytrading.com. So promote the webinar, tell people, hey, look, you're going to watch somebody build EAs for free. You're going to get the EA for free if you let people know that on a trading forum or blog with over 100 threads or posts. So it does need to be relevant-ish and have enough people on there, or a social network. If you have over 100 followers, then please do so and you will get this for free. You don't need to do any extra work other than posting that link, and just send me that link. I'll show you in a second. You send me that link to cam@automatemytrading.com. Right, and then you're also going to get the limited access to the replay. But if you're a member, so we do have some members in the audience. Sorry, I'm not looking at my chat window at the moment, but so we do have some members in the audience. So AMT course members get the FxDreema. You're going to get the FxDreema importable .mq4 version of the software. So that means you can import it into MT4, and you're also going to get unlimited access to the replay, so you can watch that at any time in the future. And I'll cut out all the stuff, so you just get the meat of the build. Okay. Here's how it'll work. So live attendees, stay to the end, price and name the EA, you'll get 100% off, promo code within 24 hours. I'll send that to your email address, and you can purchase it via the shop for free, obviously, at automatemytrading.com/shop. Replay attendees, you'll get the 50% off promo code sent after 72 hours, and you can purchase via the shop also. And if you're a replay attendee who did send me or did promote the course and sent me an email to cam@automatemytrading.com, you'll get the 100% off promo code. Nobody's yet to do that, so hopefully somebody steps up and does that. It'll be interesting to see if they do. And the AMC course members, you'll find the software and the replay video in the members area as soon as possible after this session. Okay, it looks like there's a few people that are close to each other. Ray's about a mile from somewhere else, from Mac, maybe, Parkhead in Glasgow. I've actually got a couple of mates over there in Scotland, so Good to see the Scottish in full force on the show. Right, let's get underway, guys. Understanding the strategy. I'm going to have a quick sip of my tea, and it's not a strategy, as we have said before, it's a tool. Okay, so this is Scott's friend. So Scott's not actually after this tool, but his friend is. He's had a hunt around on the internet, couldn't find anything like it. So I'm going to attempt to build it today. So he wants 5 to 7 levels of stepping stops like this. So when a trade hits 12 pips, and we'll make all this configurable, move the stop to +1. When a trade hits 30 pips, move the stops to +10. When a trade hits 50 pips, and so on and so forth. So we're moving that stop up every time we're in good profit, okay? And you can see here they're not sort of linear, so you could actually have a play with the numbers here. So that could be, 5 and 13. What I would recommend, blimey, Ian's in Aberdeen as well. There's a lot of Scottish on the show. Sorry, so you could actually build a strategy that, here we go, Paul, actually after 50 move to 30. Okay. All right. So Paul, I don't know if you're the person that you're Scott's friend or not. I haven't read through all the thread here. If you are, just raise your hand and let us know. So anyway, so we're gonna have what I was saying is what you could do is you could actually build a strategy and then apply this at the end of the strategy. He's the friend. Brilliant. Okay, Paul, thanks for joining us here. So what you can do is you could actually apply what we're going to build here into any strategy you use, and you could optimize these to find out what the best combination is for the particular time frame or symbol that you're trading. And what I'm going to do is now move into the 45-minute starts now. Okay, so this is the trick of how we're going to do it. Right, so now what am I doing? I'm jumping into my timer. So we're going to have to see this ugly screen here where it goes a little bit, well, where are we? It goes a bit wobbly. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go straight into the timer. Okay, cool. So I've got 45 minutes on Google. This is my timer. Wish me luck, guys. It's all a bit like look, I'll be honest with you. I've had to play with it because it was much different from building a strategy, and I wanted to make sure that I could build it within 45 minutes. I don't know, but it was a little challenging. I'll give you that. So what we have here is something that works. May not meet all the requirements that Paul has, but it's definitely usable, and I'm sure that it'll save him a heap of time. Okay, so let me hit start and get underway, and I'm going to dive straight into FxDreema. So let me hit start. 45 minutes. Let me jump into FxDreema. Okay, we're calling it trailing stop Scott EA. Could change it to Paul. So what we're looking to do first of all is we're going to quickly give ourselves a couple of trades that we can work with. Okay, so we want to see this thing working first. So we need to have a couple of trades running that will give us some indication as to whether or not we've got a trailing stop. The trailing stop is working, so we need to see it working. So I'm just going to chuck a couple of simple things in here, and yeah, just to give us some meat to put on the bones, if you will. So if we don't do this, we'll never know that what we're building is working. Okay, so this is going to help us understand that. So let's have a look here. Right, and we're just going to leave that as is. Okay, so remember, this isn't about strategy. This is about, what I might do is I'll just add this one in here and this one in here. So this should give us something to hang our trailing stop on. So now some of you who've been on the show before, if you know how this runs, this is always when something seems to go wrong, but we're not going to hopefully see that today. And I usually panic, and it's all a bit of high drama. So let's just have a look here. So we want to see some traction on the graph here. We want to see some traction in the green bar here. We want to see some movement so that we can work out whether or not we're actually getting some trades that we can trail. So if we don't get trades we can trail, then we need to go back to the drawing board, and my 45 minutes is going to run out pretty rapidly. So this is already taking a little longer than I expected, but I know it will come to the party. Here we go. Okay, so good. We're seeing some trades hit the chart, which is perfect. And it usually does take a bit of time to warm up on the first run through. The rest will be quicker. Okay, so that's, if we go and have a look here and just talk you through this. So there's a couple of things here. So you can see here, they're all very linear. And what we've put is 100 pip take profit stop loss for a buy and a sell trade, opening every single candle. And what we can see here is that it's all fairly linear, apart from the last one or two, where what's probably happened is it hasn't hit its target, and we've ended at the end of the stop. So close at stop, you can see here. So it would have hit 100, and that would have hit 100 as well, either profit or loss. Okay. Ironically, we're in profit, but I know that that probably wouldn't last. So if we open the chart up, we should see some of these guys appearing here, and you can see these on the chart. Hopefully, if I zoom in a bit, probably won't make a lot of difference, but at least you'll see where the line is. So you can see here, that's our buy trade here. And by the way, I forgot to put my sticky note up in the webinar. So if you guys do have fuzziness, and I did ask the guys at Webinar Jam, if it becomes blurry, there is a reconnect button near the bottom of your webinar window. So just hit that, and you should reconnect into the webinar with a better quality resolution. Okay, so that's all you need to do. So I know that we're looking at sort of smaller things here, and thanks to I think it was Ray again. No, sorry, it was another guy, Alan, who was a member, for prompting me. I did say that I couldn't see my little indicators last week, and they're now appearing over the candle. So I changed the setting there. So thanks, Alan, if you're watching this. So anyway, long story short, we got trades going for 100 pips, and we can see there they're firing. There's no trailing of any stops. So that's our stop there, that little red line. So very small, but if we look here, that should be about 100 pips. Yep, exactly 100 pips. Okay, so that's brilliant. That's exactly what we're after. Just some rubbish on the chart that we can work with. So now comes the challenging part, and all this talking is eating some of my time up, but what we're going to say here is we're going to work out how we build this fairly rapidly, and it would normally take a little bit of trial and error to get this working, because it is one of those things, and I know they're short of time, it is one of those things that can be a little bit more difficult, because A, you're not working with a simple strategy, B, you're trying to move stops, and stops can be a little bit tricky sometimes, especially when you're sort of starting out. So the first thing we want to do is we want to actually work out the distance from the open price. Okay, so we're going to put some things in here to go to give us like a what are we going to call it, to give us some levels, the levels that we've basically been given by Paul. Right, so we're going to call this one first trail start, and I think that was what was that, 12, I think it was 12 pips, and then we're going to do first trail stop, which I think was 1 pip, and we're going to do one. I was going to quickly write these in. Second trail starts, what was that, 30? Was it 30? I'll update these in a second. Second trail stop. So basically, you guys can change these to whatever it is you want. Okay. So instead of us typing that in every single time, I'm just going to do that, and I think it's one more we need, and let's just go third, and then fourth, and 5th. Okay, so let's get some numbers in here. Right, so we're doing, so the third one was, I'm just trying to remember now, 50, trail stop was 30, I think, and then the next one was 70. Trail was, sorry, that's not the trail, we're doing the, okay, sorry, I'm just thinking here, guys. So these are the numbers that we had. Okay, just lock those in. I think we might need to change those later on. So whether or not, let's just leave them as is and see where we get to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to quickly jump into this block and try and apply some of those. So the first thing I think we need to do is we probably need to work out, okay, so pips away. So we're going to say it's 12 pips is when we're going to start this trailing stop. And the next thing we're going to do is we only really want this to do, okay, we'll just, what do you want here? We want to change the stop after, so we're 12 pips away. You want to change the stop to, what is it? We want a new stop loss of 1 pip, okay? And we don't want to change the take profit. And we actually just leave it as this. And we're just going to see where this takes us just with 1, okay? So we should actually see some action here on the charts. And let's have a look and see what we come up with. Right, I'm just going to another sip of tea. Okay, so we can already see there's a lot of, this looks a lot different from before, which means we're on the right track. Looks a lot better than before, which is good. Right, so I'm just going to stop that, open up the chart, and quickly have a look and see what where we're at. So you can see here we're modifying the trade, which is exactly what we're after, and we're getting -1 pip profit, which isn't ideal, but nevertheless we can work on that. So that's this trade here. I think the sell trade number 2, and that's it there. And we can see there it gets modified. So the stop was 100, and then it jumped up to -1. So we're actually, losing 1 pip. So I think Paul wanted to win 1 pip. I would have thought he would have wanted to win 1 pip as opposed to lose 1 pip. So we're not quite there yet. Okay, so we need to make a few changes here. And I think I know what those changes are. Yep. I think we need to go with that. I think that's what we need to do. And okay, we'll give that a whirl and see if that changes things. Okay, let's quickly see that. Let's see if we get some trades in there. Okay, so these are looking a bit different again. Looks like we're not getting 1 pip winners. That's going to hit the stop, surely. Uh-oh, I think I've just frozen my MT4. Here we go. Stop that. My MT4 is frozen. There we go. Oh, right. Okay, so you can see here it's doing some weird behavior. Right, very different from what we had before. And obviously, it's killing me. Look how many times we've modified the trade. That's why my MT4 was slowing down. So we modified the trade hundreds of times, which is not good. Okay, I'm not even going to open that up. I suppose I could open the chart up. Let's at least find out if we have made some progress here. Okay, so what are we doing now? So that's at least taking a profit on the sell trade here. 5.6 pips. Okay, that seems a bit odd. So what we need to do is I think we need to do two things. One is we need to stop it from doing that 50 million times. Right, where are we going to find this baby here? And that will help us. And so we're doing, so now it seems to, I think we're, okay, let's just double check that. Let's see if that works. So we're just saying this is going to happen once. It should do it once per trade, as opposed to what we see here. We've got like, you know, it's going to kill my MT4. So let's hit start. Hopefully this won't freeze it like the last one. Wait for this chart to appear. Okay, so that's growing, and this is where it fell down. Okay. Geez, Paul, that was nice. Oh, I was going to say it was perfect strategy. Yeah, so it's looking a bit different, which is good. We just need to find out if it's doing what we want it to do. Okay, so let's quickly have a look back here. See, so we're not getting a 1 pip, we're getting sort of about 5 pips, 6 pips profit. So it's all over the shop, which isn't 7 pips profit, which is a bit weird. So you'd like to think they're all sort of around the 5 pip mark at least, but then we're not even looking for 5 pips. So let's have a look at what's going wrong here. And we'll just take this trade here. So we can see here that we're going for 6 pips profit, but the trade has it moved 12 pips. So we're looking for it to move 12 pips, which is about here. So on this bar here, it moves 12 pips. I can actually see stop loss is modified here. So that's 6-7 pips back from in actual fact. I wonder if that is moving with every time that we go through that price level, it's moving towards the price. I wonder if we have to just how do I do this? Okay, let's have a think about that. So I think if we put the other ones in, we should actually stop it from doing this. So let me just have a little play. Okay, so this is our first one here, and we're saying that, okay, trail stop is 1 pip. We're saying 1. We had 1, didn't we, in the property? So if we go 1 here, so if we had, so it's going from the current price. So if we had 11, so that should give. Will this give us 1? I'll have a look. I don't know. I'm just playing now. Ah, there we go. So yeah, I was still modifying a million times. Okay, so the modify issue is back. I thought we'd fix that. That's a bit odd. It's only just happening for that one particular trade. I think I know another way around it. Right, so anyway, we're getting our 1 pips. So we're getting our 1 pip winners here. And you can see here from the data that they're all around 1 pip, 120 with a bit of spread, a bit of slippage, etc. They're all around the 1 pip mark, which is exactly what we want. So what we need to do in the settings, just so that you know for future, is you need to, instead of saying what we had in the strategy, the settings here, instead of saying 1, we're actually saying the difference between 12. So when we hit 12 pips, the stop loss is actually 11 pips. When we hit 30 pips, the stop loss is actually 20 pips. Okay, so we're just actually doing that. So we're flipping that around. So 50 pips, your stop loss is 30. Okay, so same result, just not written out this way. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. So what I'm going to do is go in and update these so that they all make sense. So 30, let's just have a look at what we're after here. So 30 was 20 pip stop loss. 50 was a 20 pip. I think you wanted that different, but you can change it later. So there was 20, and 70 was 20 as well. I think you said 30, didn't you, for Paul? I think you said 30. 20, and that was 20 as well. Okay, so we got, that should be 11, 20, 30, 20, 20? No. Yeah, I think that was what you had. So that gives us 10 pips, that gives us 20 pips, that gives us 50, that gives us 70. Okay, let's leave it at that. But these are all configurable. You'll be able to configure those later on to meet your needs. So what I'm going to do is copy this across. And I'm going to disconnect that one there. And we're going to do a few of these just to get the rest of them in. And so we can see this trail itself up those levels. So there was 5 of them, wasn't there? Okay. So what we're saying is we're going to trail the first one. And we're going to move that onto the second one if that's not present. Okay, so if we go, trailing start is number 5, and we're going to put the trailing stop at 20. But you could obviously change that to what you want, whatever you want. And this one's going to be 4. And we're going to put the stop at whatever 4 is, 20 again. 20, update, and this one here, 3. So the thing with building EAs here is the bigger they get, the more you need to think. Okay, so as soon as we start adding in complexity, you do need to think a little bit longer, and it does take a little bit longer. So that's why we like to break it down and check things are going our way as we go. So as soon as I build something significant in, you can make a simple little mistake like that, and all of a sudden you're going, what the hell's going on here? So it can trip you up now and again, but 99% of the time you know how to get around that, and there are techniques that I teach in the course that teach you how to do that. Okay, so what we're doing now is we've got when we've got a trade, we're basically going to look for the furthest pips away. Is it that far away from the open price? No, we'll then look for the second furthest away. So it's going to give us some efficiencies, and it's also going to give us, I think, a better experience at the end of the day for our trailing stop. So let's fingers crossed on this one, because I have added a number of blocks in, and if I've made a mistake, we're not going to find that working, and I'm going to probably stress out a little bit because we've got time pressure here and an audience. Right, so let's have a look at that graph. So it should be significantly different from what we've seen before. I want to see some ups and downs and movements along the way, so not something linear. So that's a little bit in the right direction. We've got a couple of ones there. What's that one there? Hopefully a 1 pip winner. So that's a small winner. Another smallish winner. Forget the losers. We don't care about those. So we've got some variation, which is good. It looks like things could be working in our favor here. Let me quickly go back to the results and have a look here and see that we're okay. That's what we want to see. So this one here, 20 pips. So we got a 20 pip. So our 30 pip, is it 30 or our 50 pip stop loss? Sorry, trailing stop is working. What else have we got here? $3.40. So that one's a bit odd. 20. It could have been a gap. 20, 20, 20. So the 20 seems to be working. And it could just be that we haven't had anything significant to show us anything higher than that. 20, so we're getting quite a few 20s in here, which is good. But maybe there's a mistake in my code as to why we're not getting anything higher than that. Okay, let me just quickly keep going through that. I think that's finished almost. Okay, so we're not getting anything higher than that. So there must be a mistake. I must have done a mistake by rushing and trying to get this ready for you guys. Let's have a look here. Got another 20. Okay. All right. So we're not quite there yet. I don't know what I've done, but we can always work that out. Right. So I'm just going to stop that because I sort of know where we're headed. Right. I've probably put a setting in wrong here somewhere. First of all, I'm just going to, actually, we needed to, we didn't update the settings here. So they're actually not going to be updated. Okay. So that's probably what it was. What was 50 was 20 as well, wasn't it? No, sorry, 50 was 30. Hang on, 30 was 20, 50 was 30, and 70 was 20, and 90 was 20. It was 20. Okay, so this actually might double check that before I jump into it. 20, 20, 30 on 50, 20 on 30, 11 on 12. Okay, start that again. I'm not even going to look at the graph. I'm just going to look at these. Okay, 1, that's what we want. That's still in there, which is good. Another 1. Another 1. What was that? 49. Yes, 49. 10. 70. Yes. So we've got the full house here. We just need a 20. Do we need a 20? Yeah, 50 minus 30 is 20. So we need a 20 in there as well. A couple of losses, ones. 50. That's another 50. Good. 10. 20. There we go. Full house. So we've got the modifiers happening here. So you can see here, modify. That'll be modifying for the 1 pip profit. That'll be modifying for the 10 pip profit. And that'll be modifying for the 20 pip profit, which we've got here, 20 pips. If we go back here for, that's our 100 pip profit here. So we've hit all these modifications and we managed to get 100 pips. So this is working, guys. This is working. Modify. That's 2 modifiers. So 1 pip, 10 pips, stop loss. So where's our 20, 50 to show you? 50. Okay, so 50, we've got 1 pip. It gets modified. We'll go and have a look at this trade if it's not too far. If it sits on the one chart. So we've got 1 pip. We've got 10 pips. We've got 20 pips. We got 50 pips. Okay, so let's go and have a look at that one. Open chart. Oh, we've got to stop this. Actually, what does the chart look like anyway? Not that flash, but let's open it up and let's go into here. Now let's find the start of that trade. Okay, so we're looking at, is it this trade here? So what number is it? 31. 31. Right next to, oh no, you're 31. So this is the trade here, 31, and we got 50 odd pips profit. And you can see, well, it only really shows you the last stop loss is here. You can't really see it. You can see the little sign on the screen pop up if I can hover over it. There we go. Stop loss modified for 31. And that was the last modification. So you can see here, it all makes sense. Price trade winner went straight up. And then it would have just come back on itself here and hit that stop loss in that next bar before carrying on up. So it works, guys. That is the finished product. I can't test on multiple currencies using MT4, but I can tell you that it works on MT4 using this currency pair, and I'll double check it on the charts to make sure it all lines up and is usable. And I can work with the guys to make sure that if there are any little things that you would like to change, I can possibly change those. Okay, so maybe Scott and Paul can have a play of it and come back to me if there's anything they want or think needs to be changed. Then I might update it and chuck it in the store for you guys to get access to. So that's pretty much it, guys. So what we've got here is an EA that is going to trail our stops, and we can have another. Let's stop the timer here. 18 minutes left. So I did that in record time again. Thank you very much. Money at the door. Right, so that's a 49, another 49 pip one. So that was trade number 42. So let's have a look at that and see what that looks like from a results point of view. So you can see here, modify 1 pip, 10 pip, 20 pip, 50 pip, 10, 20, 50. There we go. So let me just check the comments. I have got that right, guys, haven't I? There's nothing I'm missing here. Fantastic. Okay, Paul saying fantastic. Thanks, Cam. Scott, I'm really impressed. Really impressed. Thanks, Scott. BEA, beautiful. Haha, brilliant, Paul. Will it work on pending orders? Well, no, it won't work on pending orders. Baz, it won't work on pending orders. Sorry about that. It can easily be changed to work on pending orders, but it won't work on pending orders. You'd have to change it slightly to make it work on pending orders. Okay, that makes sense. Nice. Okay, fantastic. Brilliant. Okay, guys, it looks like this is the finished product for now anyway. I'm going to carry on with the show so that you guys can get access to this as soon as possible. Right, so 3 reasons you should build your own EAs. So when you can confidently turn any trading strategy into an MT4 or MT5 EA in just a few minutes or hours, you'll end up saying goodbye to slow, lazy, or bad developers. You'll throw away any thoughts of learning MQL, and you'll never want to buy a trading robot again. Ever used an EA developer? If you haven't, this one slide is going to save you hundreds of dollars and a few months. My experience has been you end up paying way too much for a simple EA. You're constantly chasing developers for new versions to test and going back and forth trying to get them to build the strategy correctly. Waiting for days, weeks, even months to test the next version. So long, in fact, you actually forget what you're supposed to be testing, and the developer forgot what he was supposed to be fixing. And I'm talking from my experience. I've used over 11 developers over my time. And here's an email thread from one of the guys that I did some work with, one of my subscribers. Actually, I said, look, I'll build you an EA for free. And this was a while back. And he came back with, this was a different EA that he wanted. And he ended up getting a guy to work on it. So it was back in May 2015. Here's what he says. All in highlights are in red. I'm now having the X system written for me by some Indonesian guy who wants a few quid for it. I realize it's a bit much to ask you to keep me writing these EAs for you when you're so busy with your new venture. Then he writes back to me in June. Yes, that's not a bad idea, having 2 MAs. We'll do some tests on that. My programmer has assured me that he's still working on it, but I reckon he's living it up in Barbados running my EA. And sorry, 2 MAs is moving averages. So that was my suggestion to him to get around an issue he had with his strategy. And then further to that, in July, so a month later, the guy has said he wants to wait for some Malaysian holiday period to end and does not want payment, but will do it as a favor. Sounds great, but I'd rather pay for it to have it done now. Don't know what to do, can still day trade on longer timeframes, but was hoping to be well underway by now. Is a long time between non-farm payrolls. So as you can see, this guy has waited, he's already waited 1, 2, 3 months. So this is the 4th month, August, so almost a month later to the date. No, he wanted to wait a month, so I contacted him on the 1st, and he says we'll start again. You'll start again, but no word yet, and I'll find someone else. I'm now day trading the X system on blah, blah, blah. And look, I mean, I ended up building the guy's system. I said, look, I'll do it for you, and it took me about half an hour. And then he's waited 4 months. It's ridiculous. So have you ever tried coding? So I've done a bit of coding in my time for web stuff and that. This is one slide is going to save you months, if not years, of wasted time. My experience has been learning to code without any prior experience is a big ask. In actual fact, it's a humongous ask. Most traders get it wrong, and they think learning MQL will give them the added advantage and the control they need to build good EAs like the one we built today. But there's virtually no advantage. If you use the right EA builder, you can do 99.9% of what you can do with raw MQL code. You end up spending most of your time learning to code and actually coding, and not enough time testing, tweaking, and optimizing your strategies. You end up focusing on the wrong thing. In short, you focus on coding and not trading. My experience, I know this because I've done thousands of these EAs using an EA builder, and most of the time I spend is on tweaking the rules of the strategy, trying different filters, optimizing parameters over and above the actual building of the strategy. If you thought learning MQL was the only way to build effective EAs, you are not the only one. I did too. Now we both know better. But what about buying a trading robot? Well, you're not alone. I've tested and traded hundreds of black box EAs, and this one slide will save you thousands of dollars and years of wasted time. And my experience has been only one EA that I had made money, and the brokers ended up shutting it down when the word got out. So you need to know exactly what you're trading, how robust it is, the downfalls, weak points, before you put real money behind it. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to build it yourself. Okay, so to take control yourself. But I've heard EA builders are limited. So this is something that people keep saying. It's a common perception, I know, and it may have been true in the past, but EA building software has come a long way in the last 10 years. And here's a peek at what EA builders can do these days. So you can use it on multiple timeframes, strategies that go across multiple timeframes. You can work with chart objects, so you can put trend lines on, you can put Fibonacci levels on. You can use DLL locked custom indicators. So if you purchase a custom indicator from a vendor and it's locked with DLL, or it's got some sort of MQL lock on it, you can actually put those into EA builders, or at least FxDreema. I'm not too sure about the other ones. And you can use those in your strategies. You can use EAs that indicators that you find that are .ex4, put them into your strategies. You can use pretty much any indicator you find. You can use multiple symbols in a single strategy. So Euro, Swiss franc, and the DAX, you could put that in a strategy if you wanted to have them correlate to each other. You can use external data to drive strategies, for example, scraping a website, scraping Twitter. You can dynamically adjust traditional or custom indicators, so making them fit the market needs and the current market at the time by using dynamic figures. And you can hide your stop loss and take profit from brokers, which is, I know, a big desire for a lot of people. And you can read candlestick patterns. Okay. So what could you expect if you were testing strategy? So I've got about 4 or 5 strategies up there on Automate My Trading that you can go and have a look at the videos. You can find out how they work. And there's 43, probably not 43, but there's around the 30 plus mark strategies on 52traders.com, the podcast there, that have been given by guys that are out there, trading full time for a living. They are fairly simple, but some of them are effective. We've got a 4-time World Cup winner who gave us his DAX trading strategy as well. So if you're testing these strategies, you've got to work, before you dive in, you want to test them, okay? And if you're going to manually test them, this is sort of where it sits on the scale of weeks, days, and months, and hours. So your testing speed at the top there is going to be weeks. So you're going to be in the weeks, and we've got a number of strategies down the bottom there. I've got an arbitrary number of 17. So this is just a sort of holistic view of what this sort of looks like. So it's going to take you weeks. You might get better slightly over time. I guarantee you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to slightly improve. So your weeks will drift down, but it's still going to be weeks. And we could be talking, multiple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. If you do learn MQL, you'll probably get down to days eventually, but it's going to be a long and slow learning curve. And you might not ever get down to days. You'll probably end up giving up around about here when you're going, I'm just, I'm not a coder. I can't get the code. I'm just going to give up. EA builders are better, but there's still massive learning curves, and you get these big dips where you actually figure something out and you go, okay, we can move to the next level. Figure something out, you move to the next level. So will take you a while before you get really proficient and you sort of understand how you move your way around an EA builder. So what I developed was a course, and an EA builder with a course can get you to building strategies a lot quicker than doing it yourself, MQL or manual coding, and you'll be able to build what I built today. And as you can see, that wasn't even half an hour. These can be done in hours, even less time than hours. This was talking you guys through it. The one I built the week before, I could have done in probably 5-10 minutes if I was doing it by myself. Okay, so today, I want you to imagine what life would be like if you had the skills to automate any mechanical trading strategy, putting it on autopilot, even a tool like we built today to make you passive income every single day. What would that mean for you? Would it mean you'd be able to take more holidays? Would it mean you'd have a nice house or be able to buy expensive cars? Would it mean freedom? Would it mean more family time? What would that mean for you? So today I want to introduce you to the Automate My Trading full course community and downloads, which is members only access. As an Automate My Trading member, you'll get the complete EA Builder course for FxDreema, including 8 awesome modules, 10 hours of video tutorials. It's probably more than that now, maybe 11, 12 hours now that we're adding these other ones in. Cheat sheets, multiple software downloads. And today I'm going to quickly walk you through what those modules are and what they comprise of. So module 1, setting up your MT4 testing center. So this is 99.9% back test that you're going to get. So the value of that is $750. So that you're going to be able to create your very own MetaTrader 4 testing center. You're going to receive special software with a personal license key. You're going to never pay for historical data again. So these are going to give you 99.9% test results. You're going to become, the second module is becoming familiar with FxDreema. You're going to learn the ins and outs of FxDreema EA Builder software. You're going to learn the essential EA building tool set where most people give up before even finding these. So the value of those two, $750 for the first one, $1,000 for the second module. Module 3, the FxDreema functions in detail. So you're going to learn the tools to tackle any EA building challenge head on. As you can see, today's one was very different from what we've done in the last few weeks. You'll see there are virtually no limitations to what you can create, and you can approach this module in 2 different ways. You can either devour it in one chunk, or you can have it in bite-sized chunks. Okay, so that's valued at $997. Module 4, building EAs and custom indicators, so $3,000 value. Watch as I take you step by step through 5 different strategies. You'll sit over my shoulder. You'll learn how to enter, exit, and manage active trades, how to create custom indicators for free, and how to build several strategy types, including one for binary options if that's your gig. Module 5, you're going to have MT4 and FxDreema testing and troubleshooting guide valued at $697. These tricks and shortcuts will help you get past those tricky times. These tips will trim off weeks of your build time. Module 6, you're going to optimize EAs for tradability and profitability, valued at $397. You're going to understand the MT4 optimizer in detail, learn time-saving techniques to speed up your optimization efforts, and learn tactics that will make your optimization tests run lightning fast. And I do mean lightning fast, and I've just updated a video recently in the course that the guys are going through now, and it is lightning fast to, you can speed it up, and put it to hyperspeed. It is incredible how fast we can get these days. Live trading and free virtual private server. So you're going to get my free virtual private server valued at $397, and you're going to work out what you need to do, learn the changes you need to make when you take your EAs live, how to save yourself your first year's worth of EA hosting costs, and module number 8 is monetizing your new EA building skills, so valued at $497. So how to easily turn your new EA building skills into an ongoing passive income, and how to leverage your skills to make exponentially more money. Okay, so the EA Builder course has been valued at $7,732. Plus, you're going to get 4 amazing bonuses to fast track your learning. First bonus is 15 ready-made EAs valued at $1,500. Easily import into your own FxDreema account. Adapt to your liking. So you're going to get 15 of those. So just go back quickly. You have 15 of those. You're going to be able to adapt them to your liking once you import them into your own FxDreema account. The value of that is $1,500. You're going to get bonus number 2, 10 proven strategies. Okay, so if you don't have a strategy, this will be perfect for you. Valued at $997. Probably valued could be even more. Perfect for those without strategy. 7 of those strategies developed by an anonymous multimillionaire trader. 1 strategy that placed first in a trading comp in 2011, and another 2 that placed among the top 5 at the same comp over 8 consecutive years. Okay, so you can sink your teeth into those. Bonus number 3 is a 3-month FxDreema subscription boost valued at $33. So we'll credit your FxDreema account 3 months free access. It actually doesn't cost $11 a month. You can get it down much lower than that. The cost of a McDonald's meal is basically what I pay, around about $7, $8 a month. Extremely cheap for what you're able to do and the benefit it gives you. And number 4, you get a copy of every EA I create live. So you get a copy of the one I create today. You've just seen that trailing stop tool, but you also get a copy of all the other ones that I've done, and you get the raw code for importing into your FxDreema account, and you can adapt and change each of those EAs, and you can watch the webinar replays whenever you want. So there's currently, I think, 4 EAs that I've built. You'll see them in the shop, every single EA in the shop there, all the FxDreema versions you're going to get. The value I've put on that is $19.97. But if you go in the shop, you'll see how much you're actually not going to have to pay if you've missed any of these webinars in the past, and this is just going to continue to grow. Okay, 4 amazing bonuses, total value $5,024. Plus, you're going to get access to the private members-only Google Plus group, where you can solve problems together. You can collaborate on EAs. You can share strategies and indicators. You can spread optimization efforts. You can celebrate profitable EAs you create. In actual fact, there was a guy in the members area the other day who took one of the strategies I built, optimized it, shared the settings with everyone, and saved everyone in the group a whole bunch of time, and really beneficial to have that support. So it gets even better. As of today, I'm letting Automate My Trading members make money by selling their EA creations in the shop. Okay, so if you create something, if you come in, become a member, and you actually create something you'd like to sell, it might be a tool, it might be a full strategy. You can build whatever you want, as long as it functions, and I test it out, and I'll let you put it in the shop, and you can make money off that. Okay, guys, what our customers are saying. So Kevin from the UK, well, all I can say is that this is the best money I've ever spent. This course is absolutely superb and amazing value for money. The EAs that Cam gives away with the course are worth several times the price of the course alone. Never mind the excellent video tuition. Thanks, Kevin. And Justin from New Zealand, this course has dramatically shortened my learning curve, and add to that Campbell's willingness to answer all the questions, no matter how trivial. I'm making great progress. There's a lot of people out there in the Forex world selling snake oil in an attempt to make a buck, but this course in Cam is not one of them. If anything, he over-delivers. Thanks, Justin. The possibilities are endless. Here are just some of the EAs created in the course. And just to recap, as an Automate My Trading course member, you're going to get the full MT4 EA building course, training course valued at $7,732. And remember, that comes with 8 modules, which pretty much step you through every single part of the process. So nothing is left out. So many tips and tricks in there. You'll find value somewhere. Bonus number 1, 15 pre-made EAs for importing into your FxDreema. So that's $1,500. You're going to get 10 proven trading strategies valued at $997. You're going to get 3-month free FxDreema access valued at $33. And you're going to get a copy of every EA I create live here on these webinars. So there's 4 or 5 already that you're going to get immediate access to if you haven't got them. You won't need to attend these live in the future, so you don't need to see all the spiel in the future if you become a member. You're also going to get access to the private Google Plus community that I have running, and access to make money from any EAs that you sell in the shop. Total value is $12,259, but you're not going to pay $12,259. If all this did was let you backtest commercial EAs on 99.9% accurate tick data over at least 5 years, I mean, it could be 10 years, would it be worth it? If all this did was let you discover profitable trading strategies, would it be worth it? If all this did was give you the skills to automate strategies in a matter of hours, would it be worth it? What's one EA worth to you? One profitable EA. 5K a month, 10K a month, more. How much would you pay to get 1, 2, 3 perfect EAs? So today, the Automate My Trading 72-hour offer is about to be displayed on the right-hand side of the screen for you. So one-time investment, not of $12,259, not of $997, not of the regular retail price, which is $597, only $497 today. and it's only for 2 people. There's 72 hours, and the only place you're going to get this is the link on the side. So you need to click the add to cart link now. There's only 2 spots that are going to be given the discount of $100 off today, and I don't know how long I'm going to keep that discount at 100. It might not be this much next week. We'll find out. So today's the day to do it. If you have any questions, you can either email me at cam@automatemytrading.com, or you can visit automatemytrading.com/course. Remember, this is the only place you're going to get, pretty much the only place on the internet, unless somebody else can send me something, that you're going to learn how to build expert advisors without coding for under $1,500. Okay, so I think the next cheapest one is $1,500, and this is the only other place, and it is an absolute steal at $497. And it's pretty much probably the only place you're going to learn how to build expert advisors that are going to be able to do anything. Okay, and there's a whole with all the bonuses. It's a great deal. Okay, guys. So whilst you're pondering that, I'm going to quickly get to the point here of pricing up and naming this EA. So this is a tool. As a pricing guide, I go through this every week. FxDreema is $90 for 1 month. So the further you go out, the cheaper it becomes. So if you watch the replay and rebuild the strategy yourself, it's going to cost you at least $19. They do have a free version that you can go in and play with. Although, let's have a look. I don't think that you might. No, you wouldn't be able to recreate the strategy. There's too many connections for you to recreate the strategy. You might be able to do part of it. You might be able to do 4 levels if you're lucky for free. Anyway, you guys have stuck around to the end, so you're going to get this for free anyway. So you could go back and watch how I've done it and recreate that. So Automate My Trading full course community and downloads is $497 today. So $597 retail for lifetime access. So if you join as a member, you're going to get this EA for free anyway. And I've got rid of my last point here. So I'm going to put a little poll up for you guys to have a look at and work out whether or not this is valued at anything. Well, you can work out the value, whatever value you want. So I'm going to put that poll up. And the other thing you need to do whilst the poll is there, and I'll make those results public so you can see them at the end. Whilst the poll is there, so you can start voting now, guys. It should be appearing in front of you. Let me know your name for this EA, okay? So what name do you want me to call it? Just chuck it in the chat. Just come up with ideas. What I'll do is pick one. Hopefully, I'll pick one that everyone is happy with and is politically correct. I was slightly off the mark last week, so I'll pick a better name this week. So if you've got a name suggestion for this EA, please chuck it in the chat, as well as picking your price below. So let's have a look. PMMS, Paul's Money Management System. Hey, Paul, well done. PMMS. Now, a woman going to get offended by PMS? I don't know. I'm all about I'm all about making sure I'm not stepping on anyone's toes these days. So Paul's Money Management System. Okay, could have that. Anyone else got a different name? Let's have a look at this poll down here. So what do we got here? So we've got 27, 47, 97, all coming up equal. Still equal. 27, 47, 97. This is going to be a difficult one to try and pinpoint. It might have to be the $47 mark again. Somebody at 197, one person. Come on, guys, chuck your votes in there. See if we can get a winner. If anyone hasn't voted, chuck it in there in the poll. We're voting on the price of the EA. So let's see if we can get a winner. 47, 97, or 27. 47 looks like it's taking a quick lead. Oh, no, 27's back in there. So we could be going for the $37 mark. Let's have a look at these names. Automated Trailing EA, Mac. Damien, Adam, so it's PIMS. Oh, yeah. Well done, Damien. PIMS. Automated Trailing EA might be a bit too common. Could be all right. It could be a good one, actually, because I think Scott's main pain point was that there were no EAs out there that did this. He couldn't find anything. So Star Stepper. That's very creative. Star Stepper, I like it. Okay, what are we at with the pricing? So 27 and 47 have jumped up there. So it looks like we're probably going to have it for $37, somewhere in the middle of those two. I think that's where we're going to end up. I'll have another look in a minute just to see if that changes. Star Stepper, Profit Stops, Stair Stepper, Profit Trail Trap. Oh, yeah, I like that one. Profit Trail Trap. That's pretty good. I like Profit Stops. Ian likes Profit Stops. Okay. Profit Trail Trap, Profit Stops. I should do another poll, but I haven't got it set up. Find out who votes for what. But look, guys, thanks for all those suggestions. I'm going to multi-level trail, Sergio. Cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a little break, have a drink of a drink, come back here. If you've got any questions, you can also chuck them in the chat, the question box in the side there. So if you have any questions that nobody else will see, you can chuck them in the questions box that you should have in front of you. I'll have a break, come back, and then wrap this all up. As I mentioned, if you're interested in all the EAs that I've built in the past, getting your hands on those, as well as coming in and learning how to do this, all the tips, tricks that I teach in the course, please, it's $4.97 for 2 people only for the next 72 hours, and this is the only place you can get it, that link on the side there. So it doesn't appear anywhere else, so you need to click that now to make sure that you're in with a chance. If you've got any questions, email cam@automatemytrading.com, or you can jump onto automatemytrading.com/course to read more about it. I will take a little break now, come back. Trailer EA looks cool as well. A lot of good suggestions there, guys. I'm just going to have to make a name, come up with a name. If you like any of the other suggestions, please let me know. It might help me make my decision. Okay, I'll be back here in a second. Okay, guys, some other good names coming in. Tail Trailer. Thanks, Cam. Catch you later, Ian. Okay, cool. Well, one last thing, guys. So I'm going to actually remove this offer now. So if you've come through, then great. I'm going to put another offer up. So this is a access to my time. So I'm going to load that in for you guys here. And it should take you to my one-on-one coaching. So if you are wanting some time with me, you can book some time with me, 1 hour blocks, $97. So I can help you out in terms of building an EA. So if you actually, sorry, we look like 47 is taking out the pricing here. So 47 is the winner. So sorry, back to this. So if you're wanting some time with me, I can give you some time, 1 hour blocks, just buy them in the shop. So if you click the link, you'll jump onto the shop page and you can purchase some private coaching with me. So if there's particular things you want help with in the FxDreema or MT4, just sign up here. What you can do is flick me some details around what your issue is, and I'll jump on there, Skype or TeamViewer or whatever we need to do to help you get through the hurdles. So if you're doing it by yourself, if you've gone off there, you want to give FxDreema a crack, and you just need some hints, tips, and tricks to get you over some hurdles, or there's particular things you need help with, then you can book my time at $197 for 1 hour blocks. And you can do that in the shop at any time you wish. It's always up there. So just have a think about if you'd like to do that. Okay, guys, I think I'm just going to quickly read those last few comments. So just for clarity, we had 47 nip in there at the last second for the pricing. So the price will be 47. So anyone that's left early, unfortunately, you missed that. Stepping stops. Hey, Scott. Stepping stops is vanilla but accurate. I lack the creativity to come up with cool names. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, stepping stops is good. I like stepping stops. Okay. Yeah, I see the value in stepping stops. Who came up with stepping stops? Stepping stops. Scott. Oh, Scott came up with stepping stops. Okay, sorry. I'm just reading back down. Yeah, okay. Stepping stops. Hey, look, well done, Scott. You won the competition for the best name. I will flick you a copy of this after the presentation when I've wrapped it all up, so you can pass it on to Paul and be in contact shortly. All right, guys, I'm going to close off the webinar here. Thank you for attending. Next week, I've got another one next week. Who sent me one through? Now, I'm trying to rack my brain here. I had a good one for next week. Let me see if I can find it in my emails. There's been a lot going on in my life this week, so I haven't had a chance to. I've got so many things going on. Yeah, there's a good one that came through. Anyway, next week's one should be pretty good. I can't remember who sent it to me. I can't remember where it came from. I think it came via the survey at the end of the last webinar. So I'll have another check for that, but it should be a good one. So if you guys want to come back, I'll flick an email reminder out beforehand so you can sign up again, and I'd like to see you back here. All right, guys, I'm signing off for today. Speak to you later.